How's it going, guys? Welcome back to another video, and today I am filming a little bit of something that I've done once before. It got copyright striked before it even got uploaded. It's a reaction, but this is not a try not to laugh or anything like that. It's something that I'm really interested in, and that is just learning pure facts. So today we have a video that's called 10 Facts About Our Planets that you didn't learn in school. We'll see how true that is. Chances are this video is going to get copyright claimed straight away, so if you could, and I need to stop looking at that screen, if you could please subscribe to this channel, like this video. It would really help me out a lot, considering that this video is probably not going to be mine for long. Hopefully it is, but you never know. So let's get into this video. By the way, this is who the video is by, Brightside. So all credit to them for this video, except from, obviously, my reaction. My reaction is my reaction, their video is their video. But yeah, you get what I mean.
Okay, Rocket Man, 10 facts about our planet you didn't learn in school.
Let's go.
We seem to think we know pretty much all there is to know about our familiar home planet, that nothing can surprise us at this point. But are you willing to bet money on that?
Yeah,
you might know that it's called the blue planet, but did you know that scientists say Earth was originally a different color? Or that the moon isn't Earth's only satellite? Intrigued? Heh, good. Then let's get to know our home planet a little better with these 10 little-known earthly facts. Counting down from number 10, the moon is probably a chunk of the Earth.
Knew that.
Before our planet had its cosmic companion, scientists believed that the early Earth was all alone in its path around the Sun. Then, about 4 billion years ago, when the Earth was still just a baby, a gigantic space rock the size of Mars and with the lovely name Theia collided with our planet. As a result, a huge chunk of the Earth broke away and later became our satellite, the Moon.
So yeah, it's right. The running theory is that there was a big collision between essentially two planets, or two planet-sized meteorites, or whatever you want to call. Earth was originally here, but something or whatever came from outer space, collided, and basically what was left of just destruction formed into what we have as now the Moon and the Earth. So it wasn't essentially what people think, oh, it got chipped off. It didn't just get chipped off. At least I think that's the running theory on it. But rather than remains that was left over, was then formed into what we now have as Earth and the Moon.
And our planet never felt lonely again. Ah, a happy ending. The Earth's magnetic field is changing.
Yes, we know that as well.
Earth has a strong magnetic field, thanks to two important factors: its nickel-iron core and a pretty fast axial rotation. The magnetic field is vital for Earth because it protects the planet from the impact of solar winds. We think of our planet's magnetic field as something constant and stable, but the truth is that it's changing. Researchers say that since the 19th century, the northern magnetic pole has shifted about 685 miles, moving northwestward across the Canadian Arctic. The southern magnetic pole is also constantly roaming. Scientists have actually known about the migration of the poles for a long time. James Ross, an explorer and British naval officer, pinpointed the northern magnetic pole for the first time in 1831. He discovered it during his exhausting voyage to the Arctic, where his ship got trapped in the ice, forcing the crew to spend a harsh 4 years there.
That I didn't know. That's a long time. How did they survive 4 years on a ship? Just in the middle of the ocean. Surely they didn't pack enough food for 4 years. Wow. That's crazy.
Maybe that's why nobody went back to that place until the next century. In 1904, Roald Amundsen, a polar regions explorer from Norway, reached the North Magnetic Pole again and was surprised to find that it had shifted 31 miles since Ross's discovery. Hey, you can't keep a good pole down. You know what I mean? You just gotta let them wander.
So quickly, what it didn't mention, which I'm quite surprised that it didn't, is the fact that not only is it moving, but we are expecting, at least I've seen this in places, that soon, not far away, quite soon, we are expecting a massive magnetic shift, meaning that the poles will reverse. That will affect a lot of things, but it will just be the same, except from the poles will therefore be reversed. Yeah, I'm quite surprised it didn't mention that, unless it is not true. I will have to look that up quickly. Alright, so I've just looked it up and it turns out I'm partly talking through my backside. I've seen it somewhere, it could have been fear-mongering, but what I did learn is it has changed about 30 degrees over the time that it's been around, which is quite a lot, but it's not a significant or fast change. Yeah, I don't know where I've heard that, but now I know that it's not true. That's good. Very good.
Gravity isn't the same everywhere on the planet.
No, it's not. I'm surprised people
Earth,
don't know
despite
this.
common belief, isn't perfectly round. It's more like a squashed sphere, kind of like how my head is shaped. So its mass is irregular and differs in various places, which causes wobbles of gravity in different areas of the planet. One of these gravitational anomalies is found in Canada's Hudson Bay, where the gravity is much weaker than anywhere else on the planet. A 2007 study found the reason for such a phenomenon is melted glaciers. That area was once covered with a thick layer of ice.
Another problem that we're facing, and people need to wisen up real bad. People say you use a car, you're destroying the environment. Yes, to a degree, but if you removed every car from the earth, stopped them all from running, you still wouldn't be solving the issue. It's more political power, it's mass powers that need to change the way that the fuel in the environment. I'm sorry for the background noise. Yeah, so it's where that like governments are running countries and stuff like that, and how we are generating our energy that's really doing it, and not to mention throwing plastic in oceans and stuff like that, which is just ridiculous. And even the recycling operations that are, there to recycle everything else as using more power, so it's not really green. Yeah, so people can blame cars. Yeah, fair enough, cars don't help, but not the main cause by the far stretch.
When that ice later melted, the imprint of this glacier partially pushed aside some of the Earth's mass in that region. It's precisely this slight deformation of the crust that can explain the 25 to 45% weaker gravity there. Ooh, they should open up a spa. Sounds like a great place to lose some weight and not have to work so hard, huh? As for the rest, perhaps it's somehow connected with the movement of magma in the planet's mantle. At least that's what researchers have predicted in Science Journal. Number 7. Earth had and still might have one more moon. Some scientists believe that our planet used to have an additional satellite.
Right.
According to their research, a smaller celestial body, about 750 miles wide, orbited the Earth just like the second moon. It most likely crashed into our main satellite later on. Such a collision could explain why the two sides of the moon look so different from each other, one being heavily cratered and rough.
I watched a video about this not long ago, and whilst that is one theory, the other theory is, actually I was watching the space landing, so explaining space landing, what they did, what they fetched back and stuff like that. And the reason for that could also be the fact that some parts of the moon cooled down, but some were still heavily active and full of lava, seas of lava, very thick, dense lava. And that's why the sides would look different, and then it flowed and covered up craters, hence why it looks newer. There's a lot less craters and stuff like that. Very interesting videos, you should watch them.
Scientists also don't rule out the probability that one day Earth will get another satellite. Even today, there are tons of celestial bodies that follow the planet. They're mostly temporary companions though. But scientists say that the gravitational field of our planet occasionally captures even quite big asteroids that spin around the Earth for several months, or about 3 rotations. After that, they move on in their journey across the expanses of the cosmos. Kinda like hitchhikers. Number 6. There are moonquakes on the moon. Now, earthquakes, or rather moonquakes on the moon, aren't something from science fiction. They actually happen. They don't occur as often as those on Earth, but they are much deeper and closer to the center of our satellite, about halfway between the surface and the core. Scientists believe this phenomenon has something to do with the gravitational force between the Earth and the Moon.
Yeah, really?
So we can truthfully say to the Moon, hey, your quake is not our fault. Get it? Fault? Alright, let's move on.
Now, I was pretty sure that it was something to do with it cooling down. That would explain ruptures and cracking and things like that. But scientists are usually right, so it is what it is.
Number 5. Our planet is covered in gold. Really? About 20 million tons of gold can be found inside our very own planet and in the seas.
Yeah.
If all this precious metal could be extracted, it would be enough to cover the entire surface of the planet in a 2-foot layer of gold.
Whoa, that's a lot.
And if we gave everyone an equal piece, each one of Earth's inhabitants would get 9 pounds of this treasure. But don't rush out to dig up your backyard just yet. The metal is extremely diluted. You can only get a gram of gold for every 100 million tons of seawater. But can't we at least try, please?
That's mad.
Number 4.
Rare earth metals.
Earth used to be purple.
What? I've never heard this one.
Dr. Shil Desarma, a microbial geneticist from the University of Maryland, hypothesizes, which is a $10 scientific word for guesses, that our planet was once purple. He thinks that ancient microbes probably didn't use chlorophyll, but other molecules to process sunlight. These molecules most likely would have given a violet hue to the microbes, turning the entire planet purple. Man, Prince was born way too early. He would have loved that.
I mean, way too
Number
late.
3. The tallest mountain on the planet isn't what you think. Now, this may seem shocking, but the title of the tallest mountain in the world might be...
Okay, so I'm taking a guess here. I don't know this for a fact, but I'm guessing that the tallest, it's going to be one of 2 ways. Either Everest, or I think it's Everest, is the tallest in height, but not the highest in like sea level, or the other way around for the other hill, mountain, whatever you want to call it. That's my running theory.
Be stolen from Mount Everest. No doubt this enormous mountain reaches 29,029 feet above sea level, and there's no other mountain on Earth that stands so tall. But there is Mauna Kea, a mountain in Hawaii. It stands proud with its peak just about 13,802 feet above sea level. By the way, this makes Hawaii the 2nd tallest island in the whole world.
But it goes
so, what are we getting at, you ask? That's much shorter than Mount Everest, after all. True, but the thing is that the largest part of this over 1 million-year-old mountain is underwater. And if measured from the very bottom on the ocean floor to the peak, Mauna Kea is 33,000 feet tall, making it technically the tallest mountain on the planet. Aloha! Number 2. Earth has exploding lakes.
Excuse me?
Well, on the border of the Democratic Republic of the Congo and Rwanda, as well as in Cameroon, there are 3 deadly explosive lakes. Nyos, Monoun, and Kivu are crater lakes that are located over volcanic Earth.
Are we talking about
This means that magma lurking below the surface emits carbon dioxide into the waters of the lake. This carbon dioxide builds up in a thick layer at the bottom of the lakes until pressure gives way and it's released in an explosion. Now, it doesn't happen often, but
I didn't
if
know
anyone
that,
is
honestly.
unlucky enough to be passing by at that moment, they'll be asphyxiated with the gas. Oh my. So it's really a farting lake that can kill you if you get too close. Hey, I have a
farting lake. Is that how Earth does now? Like, is that what Earth does? Is that cool? A farting lake. Crazy. I didn't even know that, to be honest. But this is part of it. I love learning.
brother-in-law kind of like that. And
Ooh,
number
call that
one,
brother-in-law.
Earth is home to the most powerful volcanic eruption ever. The most powerful eruption ever recorded happened in April.
Wait, what?
Never. Number one, Earth is home to the most powerful volcanic eruption ever.
Recorded. I bet it means recorded. There's no way. There's some planets that are just giant volcanoes. There is no way our planet holds the biggest eruption ever. But maybe the one that's recorded.
The most powerful eruption ever recorded happened in April 1850.
Yeah, recorded.
The heart of the explosion was Mount Tambora in Indonesia. This eruption was ranked a 7, or supercolossal, on the Volcanic Explosivity Index. This ranking is similar to the Richter scale for earthquakes and goes from 1 to 8. The 1815 explosion was so loud that even people on Sumatra Island could hear it, and that's about 1,200 miles away. Over 71,000 people died in this catastrophic disaster.
How many?
Miles away. Over 71,000 people died in this catastrophic disaster,
That is
and
mad.
dark clouds of wet ash covered distant islands. Scary.
So that's the end of that video. Yeah, I love learning and stuff like that. The thing that I'm not looking forward to is you'll all know about it, Yellowstone National Park. That could be a thing very soon, and is most likely a thing that's going to happen in my lifetime. I'm 19, you know, any of you around my age, it's most likely going to happen in our lifetime. Or so they think. If you don't know what I'm on about, it's basically the supernova of eruptions. It's going to be catastrophic, and America's already preparing for it. Then that just reminds me of that. So that will not be the most explosive eruption ever. After that, yeah, I don't want to be a part of it, to be honest. So I hope you enjoyed that video. I really did. We learned some things. Also, a lot of things I do know because I'm just into science that much. I watch science videos all the time. And yeah, I just love watching. So I hope you enjoyed that video. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Peace.